Are you ready? Let's get ready to rando!
Hype? These racers are waiting for the countdown. And here we go. They are off. And in Link's house, we have all 3 bombs to start things off. What do we have in the sanctuary? 10 arrows. So 3 of our 4 runners end up getting bombs. It's just going to definitely help them out. But we'll get to see whether or not we see a map check really soon.
Looks like a tree tug was just green rupees there. And very soon we'll see what the uncle has for us. Oh, Cape is in escape. Well, first half escape. Oh my god, I think I know what chat's thinking when they saw that cape. They're thinking early cape equals Aghanim potential.
Isn't that evil when you get an early cape such as that?
Yeah. Because once they get that and they get a sword, it's like it screams Aghanim a little bit. Oh my god, Mog is not grabbing that red rupee. It's early in the game. You might need it. Well, the reason why you need a sword for Aghanim is because you can't get to him without slashing the curtain with the sword. That's the only reason.
Oh, Xyrak's trying to set up the Houlihan room.
Let's see what happens here. What do you think is going to be in Blind's area? A shroom, of course, of all things. I have that question of how can I handle all these many screens? Well, I have Rick here. Rick can handle the other half, while I handle one half too.
Well, if you put half and half together, you get 1/4.
Oh yeah. So I'm actually doing 1/4 of what's going on.
So what do we see in the well?
We see a fire rod.
That's interesting. How about a nice heart container? Some rupees. And a piece of heart as well.
But we had found the fetch quest item, of course, the shroom.
Xyrak is checking the race game here and must have found something interesting I didn't really get to check. But
he wants it.
He wants it badly, though.
It's a blazing Mog. I've never seen Mog move so quickly in my life.
Oh, the Moon Pro, that's why. You can add this trash. So we've got an early cape. You've mentioned about the possibility of Aghanim being required based on the items we're seeing early on. We still need to see a lamp. We still need to see a sword.
Yep.
Wouldn't this game be evil to make these guys end up having to go through Aghanim and not even let them know that they got to go to Aghanim?
Yeah. Usually that's the most evil of things.
So we get a fire rod, we get a cape, we've got a mushroom, and we get the moon pearl early in this seed. The fire rod is nice because that is probably the most stable of the weapons we're going to see for a little bit. At least that's going to help out with the mini Moldorm cave if they're able to get a little bit of magic to go with it.
That's true. It does definitely help out with the mini Moldorm situation.
Solski buying some bombs, so everyone is contributing to the economic health of Hyrule today.
It looks like TGH is also going to take a little sneak peek in the library, see what it is.
On our forerunners so far, have we yet to see a map check?
Nope, no map checks yet, unfortunately. We'll see that probably when they decide to go into dungeons.
It's a possibility. Anyways, we do have a piece of art in the library, so it does not seem to be anything important. So the next stop for one of these runners will probably be the swamp area. And we're going to probably see that first from hycutype.
Yep, hycutype's the first to head this direction.
So we get into the swamp, and what are we going to find inside the swamp? Well, let's see. A bomb upgrade.
Bomb capacity upgrade. Well, they don't have... Oh, somebody found a fighter sword? Solski?
And we find a heart container inside the now drained swamp. So hycutype is going to go ahead and pick that up, and we're going to head on over to the mini Moldorm cave. How many bombs does hycutype have at this point? Looks like 9, correct? Now make it 8.
That should be enough, though.
Xyrak is going to be the second one to head on over towards Escape, where I believe we've been told that there is a sword that comes out of this. Ooh, the bomb misses. I've grown to really hate having to throw the bombs at these things.
Sometimes you might just tank the damage and self-destruct with the bomb just to make sure you get a sure hit. Oh! Red
Cane. And we know Phantom Rio was here. He'd come up with a nice little expression to talk about that cane.
Absolutely.
You're talking about the self-inflicted wounds. That's what TGH actually did that first mini Moldorm.
Oh, yeah. That was a guaranteed hit for sure.
Solski actually going to a little bit of fire rod to get rid of the one that's right in front. So the red cane turned out to be the biggest prize, although the money is also good in case Zora is needed. And now, getting early Moon Pearl will set these runners up for the possibility to do the Jesus Wonk sequence break a little bit sooner if they want to.
Yeah, that's definitely a option. And they could also take a sneak peek at what's on the ledge in Zora Domain, but it's usually good to have enough cash to take care of everything as well.
One of these runners will have enough cash when they do make that move. Xyrak has not been to the mini Moldorm cave yet, so when he gets there, he will have enough because he did the Houlihan room.
Oh, TJ's making sure these crabs don't get him.
He's got to be careful because one more hit and he's dead.
Woo.
Does open up the portal, but he needs to get inside because you don't want to leave this cave behind.
He gets a heart piece. He's heading back this way. I think
we do have fake flippers here from hycutype, and with only 328 rupees, will he go up to the waterfall at this point, or is this just going to be a quick trip to the water? I would say I do like Xyrak's decision to go through here at this point. Nothing's really paying off in here just yet. Solsti's going to go check Sasarella's It's going to be the first one to do so.
That's true. 3 chests there. Not bad in the beginning.
Yep, and you're probably going to make a peek into Eastern Palace while you're over here.
Oh.
Magic powder. Interesting to find.
That's true. And the blue mail.
hycutype getting into the waterfall. Let's see if there's some value here. For him, he would love to find 300 rupees right now. He gets 50 though. But he will get the intelligence of what's on the island first.
That's true. Let's see what it is today.
Maybe it's the bow like we had in that race with Gem earlier today. Oh, 300 rupees.
Well, if they do come back to Zora and you do have flippers, they can kind of save some money on that trip. If they want to get those 300 rupees.
So, Solski's taking a path through Eastern, and you know the thing about version 26 logic. It says go to dungeons when you can.
Oh, here we go. I think we saw a red pendant in Eastern.
Oh, by the way, Solski has the power glove.
Looks like a crystal in Tower of Hera.
So the glove turns out to be an Eastern Palace.
Uh-huh. Not bad.
TGH is going to find that soon, too. Xyrak is going to head up to the Ice Rod Cave and then head back through. And probably do the full fake flipper trick on over to Zora. Is the only one who's got the rupees to do so at this point.
Mm-hmm. And I think TGH is following the same pattern. He too will find the power glove soon. And there
they are.
And definitely the power gloves. It's so bad.
What makes it so bad? hycutype is using the bombs that are being launched from the guy above to kill these guards to get the tree pole set up, and he gets bombs as a result. That's classic. I've never seen that one before.
Bombs away for sure. And
so
save your own bombs.
So the power glove and the heart container are the first 2 items in this Eastern Palace. And hycutype is going to go ahead through, and we now know that there's no value that was found in here. Solski using the Canis and Mario block to lead his way around. I like this strategy. I'm seeing some different strategies for these guys.
Yeah. Some like to use that cane, some like to use Fire Rod. And Teach, of course, traditionally grabs the arrows, because that's what you usually do in NMG.
Oh, Solski was a little lost. He ran out of magic for the Canis and Mario block, so you couldn't see where he is. Now, he's got to be careful because those anti-fairies were a little too close. And down to 2 hearts, so this was a delicate situation here, and he's going to reload the room by the looks of things, but still has got to be careful because every time he gets bombed by the anti-fairies, they take 1 heart damage no matter what mail you're wearing.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like he made it through just fine, and he shouldn't have to worry if he grabs the hearts by the pots there.
And he needs to do that because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the butt to get through this room.
Yep. He's probably opting to kill the...
Oh,
he's trying to kill him.
He was trying to, and now he's opted to do some
stuff.
And he gets the Titan's Mitt, so both gloves, both God, are in Eastern.
That was short-lived.
Sequence breaks himself to Dark World access.
Mitt's so quick.
That is a huge sequence break. Now, we don't know where the lamp turns out to be, Wouldn't it be something is Xyrak's about to pay 500 rupees for a lantern?
No, there it
is!
is!
The lantern from Zora! So the logic wanted you to go into Eastern, get the power glove, get the lantern from Zora, and go back in to get the Tinesmith. That is a triple path through Eastern. Wow.
Absolutely. Pandemonium.
Oh, wait a moment. TGH has Dark World access over here.
Yeah.
So I missed something on TGH that allowed him get in through the Dark World. No, he probably ended up getting the Titansmith too.
Yeah, and his first sword.
There's a sword from the chess game. So TGH getting the Titansman is now in the village of Outcast, gets his first sword. Now this was just an interesting section here where the fact that Solski sequence broke himself into getting both gloves out. He has no idea that that lantern is right at Zora.
Well, that's true.
Now my question is, actually it doesn't really matter because of the power glove you did have access to Zora. I was gonna more wonder where the flippers were, but that doesn't really matter. We see a quick map check from Solski. Did you get any check of that?
I think Skullwoods was Crystal 5. But that's like one of the bigger ones to know. Because you do have a double-chested fairy.
And TGH getting bombs out of the digging game, and it is a long digging game this time around.
Looks like Thieves Town was blue pendant. Turtle Rock was green pendant. And
looks like the other end of that combination is Ice Palace, that 5/6 fairy combo.
They do have one. Well, basically, TGH can do it because he has the fire sword. And he's got the fire up.
Xyrak is going to check Agina. This is an interesting move at 17 minutes in. hycutype is going to go through Eastern, and I'm going to assume that he's going to do the sequence break through the dark rooms and get the mids as well.
That would be a good play.
So when Xyrak finally gets on over to Eastern, and this looks like that's the play where they need to make, is to get into Eastern to get both of the mids. Xyrak's is going to be the only one who did it the way Logic wanted them to do it, with the exception though, well, he fake flippered his way to gain the power glove, or rather, he fake flippered his way to gain the lantern.
And I think TGA collected something called silvers.
Nothing like getting AGs at 1837 in the race. hycutype dying in the dark room.
Well, is he gonna leave? Oh, he's gonna miss that sequence break to get those Titans mitts.
That could be costly for him. And the only reason why that Xyrak knows about the lantern is he did the Houlihan room that gave him enough rupees. Oh, Red Mail turned out to be at the Bumper Cave.
Oh.
Solski with it's an interesting decision from Solski to spend the time to actually grab it, but this will pay off at least defensive wise.
Oh yeah. Gonna be in the most protected mail he can possibly be in. And let's see what else is going to be in these towns. So far, it looks like TJ found a book.
I know Solski really has a very unflattering opinion about murdered actors at this point.
Well, there's not much to about at this moment.
Well, it's 20 minutes in. We have Dark World access. TGH is going through the first crystal dungeon we're going to be able to complete at this point in time. I think that's enough to about.
That's true.
So let's talk about this seed, if you would. Our pendant dungeons are Eastern, Mire, and Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That eliminates a whole bunch of possibilities from being on the pedestal. But then the annoying question is, where could this bow be?
Well, that mirror was definitely a great thing to find. Oh, look at that. Even bigger map check.
I think everything is coming up TGH's way right now. And there's a reason why TGH is one of the better players of this game at this moment.
That's true. He's great. He has the NMG of about 127 is his pace, but I think his PB is about 126.50 something.
And, you know, we make mentions about that, and in a randomizer, casual person here might be going, what's the big point of that? Well, first of all, the enemies stay the same. There's the bow!
The D was there.
So Blind had the D. Hycutype will get the lantern. Getting back to what we were talking about just a moment ago, though. I mean, MMG definitely helps you with this kind of randomizer because the enemies stay the same. Knowing how the enemies are going to react, how to maneuver around these rooms is very important.
All right. Looks like TG's bringing that frog for a frog tour.
So right now, at a guarantee, TGH would need to get the flippers and the hammer. And we could be talking about an early go mode.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, hook shot as well.
Yeah, you gotta have that hook shot if you're doing swamp.
hycutype has the mirror, and where did that mirror turn out to be? The mirror came from the mushroom. It's time for some hype. Xyrak getting 10 arrows from the old man. TGH's about to pick up a heart container.
Another heart container. Oh, heart pieces. Oh my god. Red boom.
Well, I think that's another hype cave that could rather be defined as no hype.
Slump cave.
It was a flop cave.
Definitely.
So TGH is going to take the dwarf for a little bit of a journey into Hyrule Castle's escape area. Look at this guy. Just going along for the ride.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, I'd like to take a tour of the castle. Please show me.
Ew, there's rats in this castle.
And it looks like not much going on so far in Tower of Hera.
Yeah, I love the bomb strategies here to get the crystal switches to switch over.
Yep, he doesn't have a sword yet because, unfortunately he didn't get that sequence break to go off.
Xyrak got the mids out of Eastern, was able to do so via the regular way. TGH is going to take that battle back, see if the sick kid has got something good. The bombs, and what is that dwarf doing?
He's gonna have to figure out how to knock the guy off. Oh, I was thinking he's gonna... hycutype was gonna use a bomb to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No weapon to kind of kill the thing now because no magic either, but here's the pots. There you go.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Shield pickup for TGH. Bow pickup for Solski, and the crystal for Thieves Town. So my question, given what hycutype has right now, is there any way to do damage to Moldorm?
Nope. Unfortunately, our sword and hammer are the only weapons that we can use to damage that guy.
So hycutype is in a very, very interesting scenario at this point.
Yep, I think he knows.
And 40 rupees. And thinking about it. And yep, this is where knowing that you have nothing you can beat the Moldorm comes into play.
Is he gonna go back to Eastern?
He has to go back to Eastern.
Or is he going to Agnes Cave? Or he's gonna do a fake flipper and to deliver his mushroom? Nope. Agata it is.
And I think we've already seen Agina be worthless. We see a piece of her for Xyrak, and Solski is here in Skull Woods. You've got to finish this off, so
That's
it's
right.
definitely a good idea. With the silver arrows in hand, this room here with the Gibdos are complete and easy.
That's right.
We see 20 rupees on the desert ledge. It is something that he needs at this point. So TGH is following Sue with Solski at this point. And Solski's going to be going up against Mathila, everyone's favorite boss. Oh, Mathila really giving Solski something of a good setup. There we go. That was a brilliant fight for her there, and we get the big key as the result.
Now that big key, if they were counting items, would it be something?
I don't know, because Solski didn't get the chest at the very beginning of this section.
Okay, so we'll see if this is going to be an item or it's going to be the big chest.
hycutype has no way to get to Aghanim at this point, and that was what I was worried about at first. Oh, he's collecting magic. Uh-oh. hycutype has no way of getting to Aghanim. And I think he just realized that. I hope. Because this is going to be a huge time waste if that turns out to be.
Or he's going straight north. Probably looking for that one last
He
chest.
is that one chest in the sewers.
Yeah. He does have that key because he went to the backside first, so...
That makes me feel a little bit better. Now, Xyrak is here before going through Thief Sound, so he's had to deal with these Gibdos without the silver arrows to make things a little easier. TGH's having a little bit of a rougher setup here to this Mothra fight. As Mothra is camping on the top corner, but gets him down.
Those energy skills coming through.
hycutype is stuck.
Yeah, I think he should go back to...
Breaking news, hycutype got a sword in the sewers.
This
is not good. This is definitely not good. If he did not get that sword in the sewers, he would be going back to Eastern, but he is going to be going to Aghanim. This is huge.
However, at the current moment in time, they have no way to get to that pod side. So, I don't know. It could be something they need to do.
That is the only way that this can pay off for hycutype at this point.
Exactly. If this is required as their access to that side, which they know they have to do pod, then this is a requirement that saved them time.
Now TGH is going to go through the sewers and the escape portion as well. But hycutype's death is going to hurt him.
Yeah, it's that one chest that had the Titan's Mint.
Now, here's the question. Where's the hammer in all of this?
Yeah, I know.
Because there's not a lot of places where this hammer can be.
Well, unfortunately, none of them has the mirror that hycutype has, so if they were equipped with that, they can check all these mirror spots in Dark World.
And that's the crazy thing, is that mirror could be the progression that TGH, Solski, and Xyrak need.
Exactly. None of them have cashed in their mushroom, like hycutype, so that's where it is, right?
Yep, that could be a possibility. Could it be south of the Haunted Grove? We saw TGH bring back the Dwarf Breadsmith, but he didn't bring back he didn't do the lunchbox yet.
That's also going to be an interesting situation if that holds anything dear. Or he's probably going to save it for later and he's going to use a flute if he gets it to do that.
For hycutype, for this not to be devastating to him, he needs to find the hammer and flippers in this northeast section of Hyrule, of the Dark World. And he is in danger of dying here.
Now, here's the thing. He also needs magic in order to use that cape to get past that barrier, so he's going to have to find it soon.
hycutype is in trouble. 1/2 of a heart, and he gets stung by these guys, he is dead.
He should be okay. There you go.
Well, now he's out of that room, but he's got another room to deal with. He can get some hearts in here. There are a couple of pots that do have hearts, but this is still another dicey room.
Oh, yes. Oh, bomb strats. Throw too far. Okay. That was a good one. Oh no, he killed himself!
Oh no. That is horrible. And TGH is going to return the mushroom.
But will hycutype still continue the climb, or he's going to change where he's going? He's going back!
Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. TGH gets the mirror. Xyrak's about to head into Thieves Town. Thieves Town is items. Solski is in desert with that book. Let's see where the progression goes.
Yeah, that book was in Thieves Town, wasn't it?
That is correct. Right now, everything for this game has been trying to send these guys on over to the Dark World via both of the Power Globes and the Mitts being in Eastern. And Solski now with the big keys, so there's going to be beatable at this point.
And Thieves' Town was so important because it had also the bow and silver arrows.
But hycutype thinks he is stuck. He died going through the dark rooms of Eastern Palace, and that prevented him from getting the mitts. And that right now is sending him up Aghanim's tower.
Yep, because he found that sword in the escape area. He's thinking that's probably what he has to do.
And again, the only way this can pay off for hycutype is if this game sneaks in an Aghanim requirement to the level of having to go to get both the flippers and the hammer in that northeast corner.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be something like that right now to help him get back in this one. Because then everyone's gonna probably have to do it.
Well, I can guarantee you at this point, with the exception of one thing, and that would be if the hammer's at the double-chested fairy. And in fact, it can't be at the double-chested fairy because Science Palace is part of the 5-6 combo. Yep. But and flippers can't be at the double-chested fairies because of that same reason.
Yep.
But
flippers can't be nice.
If any of these runners find the flippers or the hammer, maximum out the Richter scale. That's what I do. Ether has the Quake.
Looks like Quake is an Ether tablet.
That is correct. We don't know if that's going to be required. That means if Quake is required, actually no. The only way Quake is required is if one of these guys had to pop into a pendant dungeon.
Now that's going to be interesting. So I have that one question for you then, Rick. To Quake or not to Quake?
That is the question.
Yes.
Well, if I get access to the east side of Death Mountain with the hammer or the hook shot, I think the idea is, yes, grab it, just in case. You don't want to make a repeat trip just to grab the Quake. But you need the Master Sword in order to do that.
Yeah. And Teach hasn't gone into that bottom escape period because it's kind of hard to navigate through that. And it's just for one item, so it's usually not really as worth it.
So TGH getting both of the items, knows the 220 rupees are in there, and we'll head on over towards the Moldorm. See if Moldorm is going to be a troll this seed. So let's ask the chat, and I'll turn to Hiei in just a moment. What do you think is going to be on the pyramid?
I would like to see flippers. I would like to see flippers.
I would love to see the hammer immediately.
Hammer's nice too.
That would give hycutype such a huge sigh of relief.
Oh, let's see.
It is not. It's just rupees.
Rupees. But he does have ability to now check catfish and do a little bit of searching in pod.
He can check catfish, that is correct. And he can do pod as well. TGA is getting trolled by Moldorm. And down goes TGH a second time.
Oh my goodness, Teach.
Round 3.
Look what Xyrak's doing though. Xyrak's using a little bit of a fighter sword and Kato Smart stress there.
That is a beautiful strategy, and we'll be rewarded with the bow because of that. We'll pick up the crystal, and we'll be down in that count in that race against Solski. 2 crystals to 1 at this point. No! TGH, you fell again! 3 falls to Moldorm. That was at the final stage. You bootstrapped the catfish!
Oh my god, so it did help a little bit.
So these three runners, we mentioned about the sequence break with the fast walk that allows you to do the water walk from left to right. That's not going to come in play for TGH, Xyrak, or Solski.
That's true. But look, that a little detour of not getting those minutes has helped hycutype get these boots.
And did TGH bow out of the fight against Moldorm?
Yes, he did. He's like,
Oh
I'll come back for
my
you.
god. TGH is probably waiting until a little bit later on because he's gonna have to go back up Death Mountain because no access to the east side at this point.
Yep. And he's making the play in desert, which we've seen already.
Solski is doing the Houlihan room at 41 minutes in. Wants that sweet, sweet rupees for Zora.
I'm curious if hycutype is going to go to pod direction.
He's going pod.
And
He's
then
been over else.
he might mirror them back into Eastern Palace.
That would be the right decision to make, and in fact, he has to do that at this point. He got lucky by finding the boots at Catfish.
Oh, yes, he did.
Now, I don't know what was on the ledge desert. I've now had two runners that are here, and I haven't had the chance to see what was on the torch.
From my understanding, it wasn't something big because the runners would have definitely have gotten it before.
They can't. TGH and Solski have no way to get it. What's on the torch?
Oh, no, torch. But I'm just saying, the ledge in desert. You wouldn't go grab that.
And there's the map check there from hycutype, getting ready to go on into the Palace of Darkness. Again, hycutype will get very, very lucky if we find the hammer and the flippers in here. There's also a possibility the hycutype could be immediately bow blocked in here.
That's very true. But if that's the case, he could just... Oh,
There's
no?
a small... He is not bow blocked just yet.
Yeah. No bow block. Is there going to be treasure in pod, though, is the question.
There usually is. That's a small key, though. Turned out to be rupees on the desert torch, thanks to the chat for letting us know about it.
Yeah.
₹300 up on the top. Your best investment for spending a key is getting 300 rupees in return. Now, will hycutype continue to go through here? Because we've reached the port where, by logic, we've reached the bow block. But he can access the back half at this point.
That's true. He still has that one key. But, here's the question, though. We know he can't finish this place because of that bow.
Yeah, it's correct. Again, the best scenario here for hycutype would be that both bow and flippers turn out to be here, which would make this an Aghanim required seed.
He gets this hammer, it would be interesting. I would love to see a hammer, wouldn't you, Rick?
I would love to see hammer.
Yeah. This place has the hammer, he's back in it.
There's a small key. We found bombs. 300 rupees, 2 small keys, making another small key. So it's a piece of art and 20 rupees in desert. Not a lot of value, but
we know Bo was that blind.
hycutype will continue through here. There's the flute.
Whoa, that might come in handy.
And you remember what we saw in last night's race, EA? Where there was a bow
Yes.
in Meyer. Now you remember, Meyer this time around is a pendant. But the bow, we already know where that is. The hammer
Yep.
could be in Meyer this time around.
Could be a hammer situation. But the issue is he's got to get those myths, though.
Yep, and he's now out of options as far as this pond is concerned.
Well, he mirrored to
Big key-
Eastern.
The big key is over to the right of where the bow block exists at this point. But he is going to go and do the option that we want to see him do. This is what he needed to do earlier, but he did not have the lamp when he went through and died in here.
He can't do anything with the flute at this moment, but once he gets this mitts, he has something.
These mitts will help him out. We're going to be talking about a really tough comeback here for hycutype. We're talking about facing off against a competitor like TGH, who when you watch and go finish so fast, but then you take a look at his NMG structure and you understand it. He knows how to execute. He knows how to route at times.
I think TGH is farming for Zora. That's the
He
only
is.
thing I can think of.
Yep, he is.
Yep.
hycutype's going to be feeling sick in about the next... let's give it about 30 seconds from now.
Well, the good thing is he's got boots, he's got flute, and he's gonna have his mitts. So it's not that bad now.
Yeah, but he's still going to be feeling sick at this point. And there's the Titan's mitt. And he's thinking, why couldn't I have had this 20 minutes ago? If even sooner than that.
That's very true.
So Xyrak's going to go into Desert next. Solski grabs the crystal out of the Tower of Hera. TGH is about to make his way over to Zora.
I wonder what's the next play.
So King's Tomb has a piece of heart. That didn't turn out to be anything interesting. So the boots did not unlock anything new as far as here is concerned.
You know, I'm also thinking, is this going to be one of those troll seed situations where the hammer is in that very first chest in Swamp Valley?
TGH, don't get hit with those fireballs. In fake flipper mode, you do not, or Jesus walk mode, you do not want to get hit with a fireball.
Looks like he makes it past everything safely. He's going to get his lamp here.
And there we had the lantern pickup for TGH. Solski, wonder what he's going to be thinking next.
Well, that mirror is still pivotal for the racers down below because they need it absolutely to do swamp and such. So the later they still keep racing, and the later they might even forget about the mushroom because they have the powder and it's covering up the mushroom.
That's correct. Now, hycutype is not making his path over to Misery Mire just yet. He's got a lot of catch up to do at this point. Do you prefer ketchup or mustard?
I don't know. I'm kind of a mustard kind of guy.
Is it too late to ask for a new co-commentator? TGH is about to pick up the Master Sword.
That's right. This is the one place where the Master Sword was. And that gave us that wild turn of events for hycutype. Because he didn't get those mitts.
And the thing is, for TGH, that Master Sword will make Quake accessible to him if he chooses to do so. Oh, TGH is making the play for Aghanim.
Ooh, this I don't know. Maybe this was needed.
We don't know, and that's why I wanted to see hycutype go into Misery Mire. But
I think he has to go for crystals though, because he's starting to worry that this late in the game he doesn't even have a single crystal yet.
bug catching that turned out to be at the magic bat. As Solski picks that up. He's got the purple chest in tow. That's something that TGH did not do.
I think this was actually not a time loss for hycutype and going to Agnum after all. For the time being, it looks like that was required after all.
Yeah, the fact that TGH is going to Agnum right now could help balance just a little bit. Now, obviously, hycutype is still going to be a little behind by the fact that here he is at this point, still trying to get his first crystal, while TGH has already picked up 3. So Solski ended up picking up the good old purple chest. I'm guessing he didn't find anything interesting because he's going to try to set up the fake flippers to get his lantern.
Definitely
I think hycutype is setting up his frustrations against this Mothula.
Oh my lord. Gonna have to spin attack here. There you go. Some slashes.
These are frustration slashes at this point. Because don't forget, hycutype died twice. He died just a couple of screens away from where the Titansmith turned out to be. In Eastern, which definitely lost him some time. And he died on the path up Hyrule Castle.
Yep, and there you go. You got him.
Is down. First crystal pickup for hycutype. Xyrak is checking Agadum 2.
So this looks like they needed to do this after all, but I think hycutype had the hardest time because he had the least amount of gear when he headed up to Agnum's Tower.
Yeah, the thing with hycutype was he probably ended up having the issue where, hey, look, yeah, you might end up missing an item, but it was a critical item. So I think we are now getting to the point where this is going to become a Agnum required seed.
Yeah, because they can't get to that side where they need to get to. Yeah, Mire area is definitely a good place to go. Once you have the Titansmith, the Mirror Flute, you can check a bunch of places there and not have to go back. Hopefully you don't have to sneak into Mire, though.
So hycutype is still checking Schoolwood, trying to find that second item. Will be a little disappointed that it's the piece of heart. His treasure will come in Thieves Town in a few moments. Now, TGH is going to be able to give us a little more of a tour of this Palace of Darkness. We know the double-chested fairy cannot have the hammer, nor can it have the flippers. But you know where the flippers could be?
Good question.
Could be on the pedestal.
Oh, you're thinking pedestal already on us.
Well, the mind always sinks to the pedestal being a requirement. Wouldn't it be interesting if this becomes such a troll seed that requires these guys to go into Pendant Mire and Pendant Turtle Rock? to keep this seed going?
Oh, now that would be an interesting scenario. Ah. I know why JSR said what he said. His least favorite location.
It's a very evil location. But this time around, it's got what you'd need. Some boots to go some fast.
What are those of all the whats?
hycutype is going to give us a tour of the Misery Mire Shed.
And we might find out what medallion we need, but we might not need to go into Mire. From the looks of it, did you see what it was?
No, I missed it.
I think it was Quake.
Well, our 1,000 eyes will let us know in just a moment.
And we know where Quake was, though, because thanks to TGH checking out that ether tablet earlier.
Wouldn't that be something if the hammer turns out to be there?
That would be interesting.
That would be evil. That would be supremely evil. Come on, game. Give us an evil seed.
You're just making them... Because I understand what you're saying, because most of them... Well, TGH is going to have a problem if that's the case, because he didn't have the Master Sword when we went to Ether Tablet, and he probably doesn't want to go out there until the final moment when
he wants to
done.
have... He wants to have the hammer or the hook shot to give him a reason to go back up to Death Mountain.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And he just probably wants to go to that section for the final climb and finish up Tower of Hera.
Don't mind me. I'm getting jealous by all these people getting pedestal required seeds. I've yet to broadcast a pedestal required seed in the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament that's one of these kind of races.
Ah. So you have been unlucky then, because I guess so, because it kind of makes sense, because previous tournament we only had 6 pedestal seeds all in total for the entire tournament, I would think.
That is correct. And we've already had that number between the two tournaments. Hammer dash, or the bomb jump there to get an arrow upgrade. hycutype missed nothing for getting that big key. So we know the hammer is not in pod. You know what, guys? We're running out of options here.
Yeah, if Hammer's not in pod.
We are running out of options.
Is it gonna be in Swamp, that first chest?
We can't get to it. There's no flippers.
No flippers. Then flippers might be in... No, flippers could be in a terrible spot that may lead you to the hammer.
We know another place where flippers can't be. That is an ice palace.
Yeah. And of course it won't be in Swamp, obviously.
Nobody wants to give us a pedestal check, but that's because everyone who's made the pedestal check had the ability to check it only after they had left Skull Woods. So TGH is going to go activate the Swag Duck, and because we have the volume for him up on our screen, I think we're going to go ahead and do something here. But not before hycutype goes off against the Lamolus. And Solski faces off against Dagenham. And Xyrak checks out Pod. And there's the piece of heart.
Oh, yeah.
And hycutype is now finished off Desert Palace. And now, please rise for the Swag Duck Anthem. Get your Swag Duck emotes in chat, please. I want Swag Duck emotes. And now, TGH will make his way over to Misery Mire. Don't forget, he's the only one that... Actually, no, he's not. Because Xyrak and Solski also picked up the Master Sword.
Mm-hmm.
But they will have the ability to pick up that Quake.
Yes, that's true. But I think TGH's the only one with the intel of that, right?
That is correct. But he's going to make sure that the hammer is in the mire shed first. Everyone on Master Sword.
Oh, look at that! And hycutype finally has his Master Sword from the chess game.
I want to take a look at something, because I don't think hycutype has 3 crystals at this point. He does get the silver arrow, so he'll soon get a bow that goes along with it. And TGH at this point knows what he needs to do. Say hello to the Ether Medallion. The tablet is actually going to be required.
He's going to do it.
Don't forget, he also has to finish off Tower of Hera because he never finished it.
That's true. Oh, I don't know. Do you think he's going to do it now because he's up here already, or he's going to save it for later?
You know, I would honestly do it now.
Alright.
You've kind of, with the exception of Spike Cave, cleared out everything else on this west side.
Yeah, but we know he can't do that without that hammer.
Wait a second. Did hycutype just leave Thieves Town?
Yes, he did.
And nope, TGH is not going to go back into Tower of Hera. Oh, I know what he's doing. I know what TGH is doing. He's going to save the Tower of Hera for his last dungeon before he goes to Ganon's Tower.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Because he already knows he got the 2 items already. He's probably saving it for last.
That's right. So he's going to do it as the last dungeon.
Wolfie, apparently they can't check it.
TGH doesn't have the boots, he doesn't have the hook shot, so by logic, he's not supposed to be here at this point. So he's gonna have the bomb jump across that pit.
Oh yeah!
And he just realized it!
That's right, he probably just realized it.
He just realized it! Oh god. So now... where does he go now?
I'm pretty sure he wants to go to that other side, but he has to use the Aghanim portal to do it, though.
Okay, so this was a boost required seed.
Yeah, looks
in
like
the
it.
most roundabout of ways.
Boots required.
This is a Aghanim required seed that didn't tell you that it was an Aghanim required seed. This is a boots required seed without even thinking that about it, because you normally have the hook shot by the time you go into Misery Mire.
Well, it is Randomizer. We just had one of these interesting combinations of a boot required seed Aga.
And this is the kind of plays that are allowing hycutype to get back into this race after missing out on the Titans-Myth for about 30 minutes.
Well, he's definitely gonna have to get that bow. He's gonna have to go back to Thieves to do it. It's a crystal too, so I'm not sure what was going through his mind. Maybe he was thinking, I want hammer.
Yeah, hycutype this is an interesting decision. This is an extremely interesting decision. You see the second battle coming up inside this cave south of Founded Grove. hycutype's about to pick that up. Solski ended up getting the flute.
Virtual
Xyrak
high
with that
five.
flute.
right there.
This race is getting interesting, guys. And we still don't know where the flippers are. We don't know where the hammer is.
I am starting to believe that something is in Meyer.
Something has to be in Meyer. There has to be some sort of progression in Meyer.
Yep. But it's because the fact that it's a pendant dungeon, it's making these people not go in. But they're running out of options. They're gonna have to do it. And I know Teach was thinking that too, but he realized that he couldn't do anything. Oh, Bombus tablet.
Oh, that's right. TGH hoping to get lucky. My goodness, there's the flipper! Oh my goodness!
Now ice is an option, isn't it? But without hammer, it kind of makes it not as lucrative.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pedestal seat dream is dead.
Yep. Goodbye, pedestal.
And that also made the Aghanim was not required, although all 4 of these runners ended up doing it.
Yeah, it did. Just the fact that they found those slippers there, yep, that killed that dream.
Wow. hycutype will get the flippers coming up in just a moment. Where can this hammer be? I still think it's in Misery Mire.
We still think it's in Misery Mire. Alright.
But if TGH gets lucky and finds it here and finds the hookshot here as well, then my goodness. What a story. And oh, by the way, I do want to point this out. I am incorrect when I said the pedestal dream is dead. The hookshot could still be there.
Oh, that's true, isn't it?
The hookshot could still be there. TGH is leaving after getting that first key. Why is TGH leaving? That is an interesting decision.
Is he thinking of where is he going? Oh, he's going to...
Did he just remember Catfish?
I think he remembered Catfish.
I think he just remembered Catfish. hycutype is going to go into Ice Palace.
I think Teach remembered Catfish. It just seems like this is something where someone would go this way if he remembers.
TGH is going to Catfish. He will get the boots. The boots unlocks Misery Mire. So the question is, where does TGH go? Now, what if the hammer turns out to be in Trolley Ice Palace? We have seen in version 26 that Ice Palace has had key items in the past.
What would be an Ice Palace? Would it be the hookshot?
It could be either.
Yeah.
Getting that small key right there where hycutype did, that makes it a possibility that we could find a hammer there. And the boot for TGH, is Solski making the run over to Catfish? Yes, he is. And Xyrak finishing off Tower of Hera.
Okay, so no one's gonna be bootless, which is nice.
Xyrak guarding in the boots a little earlier. Xyrak also with the Quake in hand, so when he gets on over here, he can make the visit inside. Will he make that visit?
Now that's the question now. Are you gonna make the play into Mire?
I think if I'm Xyrak, I consider it. Once after I check the checkerboard cave, there's the boot pickup for Solski. Just to remind people about this run here, this is 2 races here. The top 2 runners are facing off against each other. hycutype and TGH. Solski's facing off against Xyrak.
And it's nice that they had that key so quickly to do this side of ice. Just take the damage.
Xyrak is going to go into Misery Mire. The play we started to see TGH do. TGH is going back into Misery Mire too. hycutype is going with the Freezor room here. What if the hammer is here?
Ooh,
That's
the big key. He's trying to bomb jump over? I don't know, for that one last chest? Probably weighing on his mind. Nope, he's gonna take the big key.
Man, look at TGH go through that room. Heart container found in the chest. And hycutype is down to 1 possible option left here.
Well, that was Sank Heart.
Oh, look at TGH and Xyrak go at this point. This could be a race to find who gets the big item first.
Yeah.
There's the hammer!
Oh, the hammer!
The hammer is in Misery Mire.
And it was funny that we had the sink up there.
So where is the hook shot now? Is TGH bowing out of this dungeon again?
Yep.
He's bowing out. He thinks the hammer is the next progression.
Well, he does have a lot of options now, having that hammer.
And hycutype's gamble to go into Ice Palace resulted in no good.
Yeah.
This gets TGH over to the right-hand side of the Death Mountain, where he can check a whole bunch of possibilities. So I get what TGH is up to. But what if the second item in here is the hook shot?
Yep. He has all the items he can to clear out this area now. He can even check Spike Cave too.
Solski is going to go up here. I believe he's coming up here with the sole purpose of getting the Quake Medallion. And TGH is just going to go and take care of everything up here on Death Mountain. So Xyrak is going to check and try to find out what the second item here in Misery Mire is before he bows out. We are 1 item away from having everything or knowing where everything is to beat the game. And TGH hates Dead Rocks.
And I think TJ's their closest competitor that has that option. He just needs pretty much the hook shot, right?
TGH and Xyrak are both 1 item away from go mode.
Xyrak got the flippers?
Oh no, that's right, Xyrak did not. So TGH is the closest to go mode at this point.
Xyrak's got to remember to do that Bombos tablet.
He does. And so does Solski too.
Yep. That's going to be important because they can't do Swamp without it.
There's a sword upgrade for TGH, so Spiral Cave turns out to be nice. Xyrak has bowed out, and we are going to say goodbye to Misery Mire. Now, the bad thing about having Quake being the thing that allows the portal to open up here in Mire is the fact that, as we mentioned before, that bird continues to swirl around your head.
And you were telling me Hookshot could still possibly be in Pedestal?
That is correct. Because think about it. Eastern, Mire, and Turtle Rock are your 3 pendant dungeons. You don't need a hookshot to beat any of those 3.
Yeah. Now that still keeps that Pedestal dream alive at the moment.
Until TGH squishes a fan in about 30 seconds here. Watch, you'll find the hookshot somewhere up here. There's half magic.
Half?
Now remember, he can access 1 Dark World chest. in the Hookshot Cave. He's also got the 2 in the Super Bunny Cave to check as well.
And did he do Spike Cave yet, or no?
No, he has not, and that's another option.
Yeah, he has all those options before he does anything. He can also dip into T-Rock if he has the right medallion, right?
We've seen the Magic Bank Cave from Solski. It had the bug catching net. Hycutype is going up against Blind. Will be reunited with the bow in just a few moments. The only question is why did Hycutype bow out of here so early? There's the Bloomerang and 20 rupees.
My thinking was he was hoping hammer before he'd finish this place.
That's a possibility, but that bow was where the seed wanted them to go.
Now, here's my question. Has anyone kept track of how many items they found in Thieves Town?
I really have not, but I think we have all 4. I think we have all 4.
I think they have all 4.
It turned out to be the Madame to Misery, or rather the Turtle Rock. And that's bombs. No hookshot.
No, it looks like someone's telling me it was just book, bow, and silver, so the big chest is still an item.
Ooh, if that is the case, that's interesting. And with everyone already completing Skull Woods, that means we're not going to see an easy pedestal check.
That's true.
All right, Spike Cave coming up here, but the half magic. TGH probably playing together here. The idea that this Z just gave him half magic for a reason. But it turned out to be bombs as the second item in Misery Mire.
Okay, so far, no hookshot yet.
The battle to find where this hookshot is. Here's another question. How many items have we discovered in Palace of Darkness?
That's a good question. I don't really know for sure either. Could it be after Helmasaur?
It could be at Helmasaur. It could be here behind the hammer block in Ice Palace. Which would be bad news for Hycutype considering how much he cleared of this.
Yep, it looks like Teague is going to try to finish up Ice Palace here. Hycutype has the flippers mirrored, no hammer, so I don't know if he's thinking it's the troll one place of it.
We're going to see the gamble.
It's the troll one place for an item, but we know it's not hammer, so... But it could be something else.
It could be something else. What if it's the hook shot?
That, it will be interesting. But we do know Hycutype definitely has to go back to that ether, because he needs that quick in order to get the hammer. It's something he has to do.
Yeah, and because he's got 2 items out of Tower of Hera, he's probably trying to wait until the very end to go back up that way.
Yeah, I don't know if he's even remembered that he has that book now. He can do it, but that's the one thing.
It's a long ways to go for one item.
It is.
And it's the big key.
Oh. Now, TGH is going to be able to finish this up because he has the hammer. Let's see if this is where it might be.
These 2 chests coming up are after the hammer block. Oh, Hycutype is going to check the ether.
Okay, that's good. He needs to do so.
He does. He really, really does. Here we go.
There it
There's
is.
Shot. Ladies and gentlemen, TGH at 1 hour 19:43 is in
Go mode.
So now the question becomes, when does Solski and Xyrak figure this part out? Solski has found all the items necessary to technically get into Ice Palace.
Oh, Xyrak's doing it. Xyrak has the flipper, so this makes him think, okay, I can go into ice now.
Mm-hmm. So Xyrak's going to be the second runner to go into go mode.
Yep.
So TGH making the play going into Ice Palace has found what he needs to beat this game.
And finally, hycutype has what he needs. He needs to come here. This is absolutely necessary.
Oh, what a kill against Cold Stare. That is an unbelievable kill. That is how you get rid of Cold Stare immediately.
We're gonna see a lot of go mode dungeons now.
Yep, he still has to get over to Pod. He needs to wrap things up with Swamp, and Swamp is a really, really interesting situation when you're in go mode. Xyrak is so close to getting in go mode here. And like I said, will be the second runner of the 4 that we see here to go into go mode. Solski making the play up to Death Mountain. We know this is not going to give him anything new. But Solski has not made it over the Bombos tablets, so still missing out on the flippers.
That's what he needs as well to bring him into ice. And did Solski not go to Zora for the lamp? Doesn't look like he has a lamp.
So this seed, with what it provided these runners, you had to go into Eastern without the bow to find the mitt in the glove, in the power mitt rather, or the Titan's mitt. You had to make the play in Thieves Town to go in without the hammer. Although that's not really all that much of a difference. You had to make the play without the hook shot to go into Ice Palace.
Yep, logic made you do so, but also you didn't really have to do Aga.
Xyrak, the second runner to find the hook shot, and has achieved go mode between the match between Xyrak and Solski. An hour and 23 minutes. And Solski trying to figure out what to do next. The answer is get on over to the Bombos tablet to find out where the flippers turned out to be. Now Solski's... I'm not certain what Solski's doing at this point.
I think he's trying to hunt down where the flippers are.
Yeah, but I'm not certain what he's trying to go for over here, unless he hasn't done the frog tour yet. Oh, he already has. He's got a shield.
Oh, he's going back.
Oh, he's going to check the big chest, and we have no idea what's in here, but we know it's not going to be something to get him into go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Xyrak's fight against Cold Stare is a little bit rougher than what we saw from TGH, but he seems to be getting everything all corralled pretty nicely, and there down goes Cold Stare.
Half magic makes its magic work.
hycutype is going through Pod. The hook shot will not be there. Oh, geez, look at this. Argus is getting wrecked.
I think he made the zero cycle possible. Yep. Looks like it.
You mentioned something about him having a sub 90. Oh, the fireball shield turns out to be the drop from Argus. You even talked about how TGH has a sub 130 in NMG.
Yep. He
That's just him
definitely
showing
does.
off that ability right at this moment. So Xyrak in Go mode is going to be heading on over to Swamp Palace. So he's got Pod and Swamp to clear up. TGH just has Pod and has to go back into the Tower of Hera to go up against the Moldorms that decided that he wanted to troll him for everything it's worth.
Well, this time he's armed to the teeth. He should be able to take him down easily.
We say that, but Moldorm isn't dead yet.
Now, let's see. What do you think Helmasaur's going to hold today?
The single arrow.
Single arrow, that's true. We have yet to find that, huh?
That is correct. And wouldn't it be something that's the one silver arrow that you fire into him when he's got the mask turned off? hycutype's going to be the first one to show us if he's able to stay alive. He's only got 2.5 hearts, but at this stage in the race, I'm sure he's going to be fine.
Alright, we're going to see some interesting plays here, but I think hycutype's going to go probably for the hammer and silver arrow strats, too.
Solski is making the play. Solski will pick up the flippers. There they are. It is time to get on over to ice. Get on over to ice. Please don't go into swamp. Don't go into swamp. Don't go into swamp. No.
Swamp.
No. Bad Solski. No.
Oh boy.
Solski's going into swamp without the hook shot.
Yeah. Now this is one of those things. Oh no! Is he going? No, please. Oh, he really is. No.
He is going into swamp. You wouldn't drain the water if you were gonna do that and then head into ice.
Yeah, there's some things that sometimes we think about is what would be a faster go mode? Would we want to go mode swamp or we want to go mode ice?
And the problem is that you aren't gonna get that wish.
Nope.
I totally missed seeing what Helmasaur dropped, but we're gonna see it on TGH's side.
Oh yeah.
A half heart kill there for hycutype, by the way. It was just the map.
Ah, lucky burrito. And a quick high five from them.
Yeah, and that also just shows you how fast TGH runs. And Xyrak just making quick work of Argus and get the 1 cycle, or rather 0 cycle. He got it on 1 cycle.
And where is he going? Where's hycutype going?
Where is hycutype going? Well, he just got the hammer before going into pod. He's still missing the hook shot. He still has to go into Tower of Hera, even though the tracker marks it as finished it. He's still got to go in there and finish off the Moldorms. Speaking of Tower of Hera, that's where TGH is going.
Yeah, they're gonna probably meet up again.
And the reason why TGH is doing it this way is so he can set the portal just outside.
That's absolutely right. So then he can mirror, and he'll also be back in Gan's tower right after. Squirrel blocked a little, but got past him.
Well, dead rocks always are dead rocks. And we're not at the guessing game just yet. TGH has to make the path up Tower of Hera, and as we've seen in the past, the Tower of Hera, Moldorm decides that TGH is just not a place where... he doesn't really like TGH at all. Xyrak now making his way into pond. So we have two well-defined leaders of their races. Xyrak currently leading over Solski and TGH leading over hycutype.
Yep. Here's the thing. hycutype also has the lowest. Like he has the Master Sword. Do you think he's gonna find the other sword while he's going up here? I think he did, right? Isn't it Super Bunny Cave?
No, it's where he's going right now, the Spiral Cave.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely get his tempered sword. That'll be nice.
It definitely will be. You want to have tempered sword. That'll make your life a whole lot easier when it comes up to the fight against Ganon. Well, as TGH makes his way on over to the Moldorm cave, or rather the Moldorm fight, hopefully he can get the 1 slash and 1 spin and knock this Moldorm real fast. There's the slash, and there's the spin. So now that TGH has finished that off, it's time to do the guessing game. There's 22 possible chests. Where this big key could turn out to be inside Ganon's tower. Pick a number between 1 and 22. Let us know where you think this big key is going to be. Yay! Where's it going to be?
I'd like to choose 15.
You want 15? I'm going to guess number 9 this time.
Number 9. All right. And look at this. He's quickly already there.
Look at the numbers flying through the chat. Keep those numbers coming. 1 through 22. Where do you think it's going to be?
Make sure everyone picks one.
We'll give you some prizes. And if one of you gets it exactly on the nose, we get a special prize for you. Which is going to be interesting when we look at ACMLM's 4.75.
4.75?
4.75. Well, let's see what's in number 1. We have the Ether to get into Turtle Rock. We have the Cane of Burna. No small key. Solski is now in Ice Palace. Will be united with the hookshot and probably will be feeling bad when he does that because of the gambles he took in Swamp. Torch ended up not being anything important, so Bob lives. As the B-Torp comes along, and B-Torp can't do anything about it because he's commentating another race at this point. So 405 is number 5. So if you picked number 5, you end up winning a good prize from our vault. Yay! Tell them what they won.
Wow, 5 is always a nice number to have. And I also say that 5 is the high five moments of everything. So you get a high five from chat. Please give our winner a high five from the Speed Gaming channel, please.
That's it.
That's it.
Can I get a refund? I thought I was going to get a bunch of money. I thought I was going to get Boardwalk with a hotel on it.
Nope. We are on a low budget stream.
Well, it didn't really matter. I guessed 9.
And look at the works of TGH. Just getting through Gauntlet here.
Xyrak has now made it to Ganon's tower. And because of where the big key turns out to be, there will be no right side gambles this time around.
Yeah, left side it is.
hycutype is now in the Ice Palace, and It was just unfortunate for him that the hookshot turned out to be on the other side of the hammer block. So 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Solski is about to get the hookshot for go mode. And Solski grabs the hookshot, and maybe he just didn't realize that he was already in go mode. Now he finally does. He does a U-turn. Those are illegal on the interstates. Xyrak is going to go ahead and check this in a different route. So therefore, his 5... 7. So the average currently is 6. I don't know if we're going to end up getting the ACMLM's 4.75 average.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Rezi, you and our love and affection. And if you don't like that, we got some homework for you.
I don't know. How would you calculate a 4.75? Would you say you bonk the torch item and you don't pick it up?
I don't know, but hycutype now gets the hook shot. He does the same thing that Solski does. And he will actually proceed and grab this, and it turns out to be the map. TGH ends up not getting the chest after the Moldorm, and I'm certain those 2 Moldorms died in retaliation for what they did to him in the first round. Oh, that's a triple.
Very nice work for that triple.
You can't get a triple there because the blue ball only gets 1. And that's the 2. So 3, 1, 2 for TGH. Going off to Ganon, cleaning up here. Pretty good. And Solski with the go mode now has got his trip on back to Swamp. He had already cleared out some of it to find out that it wasn't going to be. hycutype is about to clean up here in Ice Palace. Xyrak is right now against Lambolas in decent shape. TGH is in decent shape himself. And look at TGH go. Doesn't even need to bust out the magic cape. Gets him quickly into stage 3. Hello, teleports. How are you? 5. There. Finally, we can get him down.
And this should be quick work because he has silver, so this could be a really quick Ganon fight.
Yep. Did you find the arrows and thieves sound? He definitely did. You made him way too easy to grab this time around. And he's going to go ahead and get him set up for... Oh, could this be a triple? 1, 2... No! One more hit. There we go. TGH is done. Xyrak is going to be right behind him. EA is going to give us an official SRL time coming up in just a moment as Xyrak makes his way through the 6th floor.
And I will do so.
And Xyrak is now getting us ready to go visit against the Moldorm 2 fight. And while he goes and prepares himself, TGH is finished. What is that time? I'd give you time, but I was apparently booted out of the room.
That's exactly what happened to me as well, so I was trying to recover what happened. So, where is it? Okay, let's go back.
The official time for TGH is 1:39:14. So, Xyrak going up against the Aghanim 2 fight. hycutype, not certain what he's up to. As Xyrak is trying to finish off this Aghanim fight, and he's down. And Xyrak now going on to the third stage, getting hit with the bat. 3 hearts remaining. Solski making his way over the Palace of Darkness now. On hycutype is.
Well, this should be a quick fight for Xyrak too, as well, because he has silvers.
Yeah, all of these runners have silvers. They were very, very easy to be found. Ganon needs work on hiding those silvers a little bit harder, and Xyrak's going to be down. Xyrak is the second winner. Will finish in second place of the runners that we see on the screen, but has won his race against Solski. Will cross the finish line at about 1:42:58. How about a GG for these runners?
That is so great that both these runners finished with that kind of time with this kind of seed. It was a definite interesting surprise when we found out that Aghanim wasn't required. Silvers was in Thieves Town, and Bo was in Thieves Town. And yeah, it was a fantastic race for both runners, so make sure you guys give these runners a follow. And let me send you that link, or someone who can easily do that for us.
So congratulations to our runners. TGH wins in his race.
Oh, he's asking for an official time again, Rick, for Xyrak.
We'll pull that up in just a second. Xyrak finished officially 1:42:58.
Alright. We're just about to ask if any of these runners would like to join us for an interview, so we'll wait to see. But we do have Xyrak right there already waiting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull him in, and we'll go ahead and talk about this with him.
Hey, Xyrak, congratulations.
So as Xyrak continues to get things set up for the post-race interview, we see hycutype going up against the Argus and is missing with the silver arrows on all directions. There we go. He gets one to connect. Solski now heading up. We'll be going up against Sarah coming up in just a moment. So congratulations on the win, Xyrak.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I couldn't hear you guys. Just kicked in all of a sudden. Thank you.
So this race was really interesting because we had 4 people run it. Because this was 1v1, but we're using the same seed. But guess what happened in this situation? All of you went to do Aghanim.
At the same time?
Not quite, but
okay.
But in the end, I think you all discovered that you didn't really need to do them.
Yeah, that it would. Oh, you didn't need to?
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose. I suppose not. I mean, at the time, the thought process was down to I have the item on the Armos Knights, the item at the potion shop, and then doing Aghanim, which gives me Pyramid Catfish and most a pod. I mean, the odds were way too heavily stacked to do Aga in that instance.
Yeah, the way that you would have prevented a trip to Aghanim is if you ended up going to the Bombo's tablet to get the flippers. That would have prevented that. And we do welcome TGH in the conversation as well.
Hello.
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
228 on the item menu, TGH.
Oh wow, really? I didn't even check it. I was I was talking to my chat.
Very good menu time.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats, Steege.
Thank you. That was quite the seed.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually I don't know. I feel like if I hadn't found hookshot, I was kind of lucky with the hookshot find, even though the key. I mean, I did some really weird plays in the seed. Part of it maybe I was just a little bit overwhelmed by all the singular little things I could have done around the world. I left Graveyard Ledge. I left a bunch of singular stuff. Getting Mirror that late was kind of bad. But yeah, it was pretty okay at the end. Everything kind of fell into place at the end.
So let me ask you one question. What was your thoughts when you walked into Misery that first time and you were like, oh, that's right, I can't get to the other side?
My thought was, okay, I can detail you my exact thoughts. It was something like, oh crap, I'm an idiot. Pretty much word for word. But yeah, I was I read the logic pretty well, but I just I couldn't actually get into Mire, and I didn't realize it. Until I walked in, and yeah, I was right about Mire having something, but it was the wrong time to go, obviously.
And luckily you found the hook shot that got you into go mode. Because that was the last thing to get you, that's the last thing that could have been on the pedestal.
Yeah, I never checked the pedestal.
Turned out to be the flute scoop.
Oh, the shovel.
Oh.
Man, that would have been something. I'm glad I never checked it. That would have been in the back of my head that whole area.
Isn't the text for that, dig, baby dig, or something like that? I've had a couple of shovel pedestal seeds.
I'm pretty sure the flute scoop is the shovel. I could be wrong. I reserve the right that I might not be right. I might not be wrong.
Maybe, interesting.
Chat was saying that it was the flute scoop was the shovel, so it's because that's what you use to scoop up the flute in the vanilla game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that would have been interesting because the fetch quest makes you go,
Yeah,
sure
a little bit. Yeah, that would have confused me more than anything, probably. That would have been a last resort for me personally.
Yeah. you guys mentioned it was possible to skip Aghanim. I'm actually wondering if doing Aghanim actually wind up netting you saving time. I mean,
probably not. I mean, if I had found flippers, if I had done the thieves, like the thieves down to Swamp String with Purple Chest and south of Grove and stuff like that a little bit sooner, or before I fought Aga, that would have been probably much faster. I would think.
I mean, I had all of. I mean, I had practically go moded ice because Hookshot was the first real chest that I opened, and I got to go mode Swamp. Which, if I had flippers earlier, I don't know if that would have happened or not.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good point. It's like flippers. I mean, even with I didn't want to go into I didn't want to go in the Swamp without Hookshot.
Yeah.
Like that's another like last resort thing for me as well, generally.
But then you went to ice, and it paid off once you got past the hammer block.
Yeah, it was in. I made a weird play on ice, something I've actually never done before. I went in and got the first chest. Only that was by design. It wasn't like I just decided to leave. That honestly, like, it might be a superstition thing, but I think that gave me a little bit of insight as to. It basically, in my mind, it increased the Hookshot's chance of actually being there, if that makes sense. Because like the logic gives you a key that you need to enter that door, otherwise it's Hookshot locked technically.
Yep.
So yeah,
you're right.
So
right,
I thought that since I got the key there, that was the next place to check.
Yeah,
or that was a better place to check than the Swamp for sure.
Yeah.
So TGH, we do want to ask you this question.
Sure.
What words do you have to say to Moldorm 1?
I'd rather not say them here. This should remain a PG stream. So I got some good rage slashes in on them. I've never had that much trouble with Moldorm. I've honestly never fought Moldorm without boots and with only fighter sword before. I didn't realize how hard it was. So yeah, I just decided to like lay a bomb in Harrow and come back later.
Well,
And it worked out.
Solski
I knew I had to
just
get
laid a
mirror
bomb on the
eventually.
validation. Solski just laid a bomb on the validation. In an interesting way, he threw it from the top of the staircase, and it landed right on the chest and it exploded.
Oh yeah, you don't lose any time that way, or you don't lose as much time that way. It's a good.
Exactly.
Good way. Save the frames. Save the frames with your rage bombs.
Nor
right.
do you do like what I did in the qualification race and fall off the edge.
Sorry, Rick. That was funny.
I know. I'm laughing at myself about that. Well, congratulations to both of you guys. You guys are now 2-0 in this tournament. It takes 3 to get into the race off, and 4 will qualify you for the group stage. So, your thoughts of being halfway home?
Honestly, like, I mean, I'm kind of still new to this. It's kind of surreal that it's that. I mean, I don't know. I feel really decent having gotten this far already. From here on, it's kind of just gravy. I wouldn't mind getting knocked out, knowing that I've gotten this far already. So it's pretty cool. This has been a really fun tournament so far.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with TGH. I said coming into this tournament that if I went 0-6 in Swiss and was just competitive in every race that I ran, I would be more than satisfied. So to be 2-0 feels great. So just it's been a blast. And thank you to all the commentators, trackers, restreamers. You guys are all awesome. This has been a ton of fun. And I guess I get to look forward to TGH or Christos or Gem or somebody fantastic at 2-0 at this point.
Well, we can't really say that.
Not that 1-1 is any easier considering who's in there either, but
we can't say that about Christos just yet because you got to remember, though he's facing Ben tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah, sorry. I meant to include both of them, and then for some reason didn't include Ben. Sorry, Ben.
Any predictions on that big race?
Tune in. How about that? How about that? You don't want to. That's the one you don't want to miss.
Diplomatic answer. Solski's up against Gan right now. Get him into the corner. Just don't die. Just be careful. hycutype ended up dying 2 rooms before the Titan's Mitt. So this is what sent him back so far. How about the that lamp at Zora?
That's what baited me into fighting Aga, honestly. That's what kind of like, I mean, I was kind of 50-50 on it being an Aga seed at first, and then I found the lamp. I see hycutypes bombing the chests in Cannon's Tower. Sorry, I can't help but laugh.
And the only reason why I gave you the lamp was because it wanted you by logic to go into Eastern, pull out the power glove, go back up to Zora, get the lantern, and then go back into Eastern to get the Titan's Mitt.
Yep.
Yeah, Eastern having 2 progressive gloves was really weird.
Yeah, really super high.
Makes me happy I'd played early Eastern though, for sure. But I could have easily done something else, and I think that would have severely changed the momentum of the race, for sure. At least my run. But yeah, that's really interesting.
By the way, Solski ended up finishing off this run. How about some GG?
We'll get some GGs for Solski.
Indeed. GGs.
And we'll see if we can pull him in here if he wants to come in and join this interview. Alright, where's this guy now? Aha! Now, what did you guys think about getting those boots after completing Aghanim? Because I know, actually, this is the funny thing. All of you guys actually, all 4 runners did Aghanim.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I felt it was an Aga seed like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, we also did too.
Yeah.
We also had the same feeling because we weren't really sure where those flippers were or the hammer.
Yeah.
And the hammer being where it was, it made us think even more that it was. But then it's like finding those flippers at that Bombos tablet in the end was like, oh, okay, so now we know it.
Yeah, I don't know. I super did not expect. I fully expected the last chest in Eastern to have nothing in it. When I pulled the Titan's Mitt out, I was shocked. I was like, oh, maybe it's not an Aghanim seed. And then, like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes later, I was like, now it probably is, because I still can't get to the eastern side of the world. So, but technically not, I guess.
Yeah, I always tend to play really safe, like full clear every dungeon I go into normally, and that's why.
Please don't die, hycutype. You got a red potion. There we go. We're gonna use it. Solski, since that got cut off, was 155.16 was the official SRL time.
And there he is.
And we're gonna drag him on in.
Hey there, Solski. Congratulations on finishing the race.
Thanks, guys.
GG, Solski.
GG.
That was a little rough.
So, your thoughts on the run there, Solski?
I don't know. I thought I played really well for the first probably hour, getting the 4 crystals done, got a lot of progression, then just seized to a halt, and it looked like it was like last check city, just finding everything. Found my lamp late. I was kind of wondering if it was hammer, and I was worried it was hammer, so that's why I committed to finding it. And then I kind of skipped on flippers, going to do Aga 1 because I didn't have pod access at the time, and I felt like there'd be some good progression there. And I led to hammer, but I don't know.
So the thing with this seed is all 4 runners of this seed ended up going to visit Aghanim.
Which is funny because he wasn't required, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of where the flippers were.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a really weird place for him because of how broken the routing got. And it was basically like 3 last checks, and you could have done probably Graveyard, or not Graveyard, but Grotto into Bombos, but it would be a pretty big time commitment. Checking all 3 of those would have been pretty close to Aghanim, and if it's not there, then you have to do Aghanim anyways, and it's another 4 minutes, so. Tough call.
Yeah, that's the more. Sounds like I had different spots open, but that was essentially the conclusion I came to too. Same reasoning.
Yeah.
Flippers turned out to be the Bombo's tablet. The mirror turned out, and that was a nice place for the mirror. Turned out to be. Oh, we get the quake of the chest.
I was tempted, but I felt like the bomb was appropriate there.
Yeah, we saw your bomb. But how about the mirror being at the witch?
Yeah, that was late too. That was I was kind of routing originally Witch and Zora because I figured Zora might be holding something still. And then I got the mirror and I was like, maybe I can sequence break without it. And then I was still missing Hammer and I was like, that's a big mistake. I should have just went right to him.
And
I tried to get it.
early.
I tried to get it early, but I couldn't. I forgot that block completely blocks you from getting over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, we've got bug catching net Aghanim here. 1, 2. That's a. Was that a triple? I think that was a triple.
Oh,
He's
really
net
nice.
dashing too. That's impressive.
Alright, this one, yes.
Holy balls.
Oh, blue balls.
Well, hycutype already knows where he is as far as his run against TGH, so he's just gonna have some fun with it.
Yeah, might as well.
And Aghanim is down.
Yeah, Haiku had the problem of not getting the mid, so he didn't go to Dark World for quite a bit until he
Yeah.
beat Aghanim. That was his entrance into the Dark World.
Yeah,
That's
he was
cool.
getting to the idea that the Dark World access was required via Aghanim until he found the Titan Smith in Eastern.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I felt really fortunate I found that because I almost died getting them.
Yeah, and then he ended up dying in the path up to Ganon's tower. Oh, not Ganon's, but Aghanim's Tower 2 on the 5th floor.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, that's too bad.
So, Solski, you dropped to 1-1 on the tournament, but some very good matches coming up in the 1-1s. Who would you like to meet up against, and who don't you want to meet up against as hycutype takes a death here? But he has a fairy in the battle.
Anyone really at this point. I mean, either Christos or Ben are going to be 1-1 for tonight. We know hycutype. I figured either Tej or hycutype would have been another one. I know Jurdo's in the 1-1, so a lot of tough, challenging matchups. I wouldn't mind. Don't really mind who I'm faced at this point, really.
Well, in
I
that
really
case,
want to dodge.
In that case, we'll make sure the admins set you up with the loser of the Christos Ben match.
Sure.
Well, anyways, regardless of that, good luck to you in the next race as well. And, you know, you guys gave us a fantastic performance this evening, and look forward to seeing how you guys do in week number 3.
All right.
All right.
It was fun. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, EA. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.
Thanks for racing for us, and thank you for letting us commentate. And looks like he had that great right corner Ganon, so he got a bunch of spin attacks in, so he's already on phase 3.
Yeah, he took the death and gets the restart. And right now, this looks like to be the teleporting Ganon. There we go. You now finally get a hit on him.
And this is it. It's gonna be in this phase 4 with Silvers. Don't even need to do Torch Glitch if you don't want to, but he gets it anyway. This could be a double. Yep. Yeah, one
It
more.
is. It's hit number 3. You can't hit him when he goes half invincible like that. So one more hit on the Ganon, and we can finish off this race.
And hycutype, once he steps into the door, will give you his official SRL time. And he does the moonwalk for you guys. And his official SR time is 2:04:42.
So GG to all 4 of these runners. hycutype ended up having a few rough moments of this siege, including, as we mentioned before, the death just before you got to the Titan's Mitt. Probably was one of the hardest deaths to take because of the value that turned out to be via that sequence break.
Yeah, that sequence break was so pivotal because everyone was armed with bows so early and had Dark World access so quickly.
And we have hycutype ready to come on in if you want to pull him on in.
Hey,
And we
hycutype.
hycutype, GG.
If you say so.
So through the run, tell us your thoughts as you're going through that run.
Well, I almost bailed out of Eastern with that first glove, so I wasn't too worried when I died there at first.
And the reaction of going back and finding that Titan's Mitt was there.
I knew I lost before that when I was in pod, and I opened the last chest that was not bow-locked.
Ah.
Because that meant progression had to be in that last chest in Eastern.
That's true.
Especially considering the fact that you pulled out the lamp via the Zora.
I'm not quite sure about the lamp. Anyway, in the mid-game I had some kind of hope, because maybe other people didn't find the... Well, maybe TGH didn't find the boots or flute until later, but those hopes were dashed with the bow on blind.
Yeah, he did get the boots later on, and he ended up trying to go into Misery Mire until he realized, oh wait, I have no way to the other side.
Oh, right, because that's what the boots were required for.
It was an interesting seed, though.
Well,
Especially considering the fact that by logic, Eastern Palace had to be visited twice, although if you could sequence break past the Dark Rooms, you got yourself early Titans Mids.
oh yeah, shoutouts to Amazing Amphorus, who loved that seed with the 2 required progression items in the partial Eastern visit.
And you decided to validate the validation chest with a nice rumbling of the earth. So, tell us your thoughts about doing that and what you're going to gain out of this race as you move on in the next round of this tournament.
Well, I had a good race on Sunday and terrible races yesterday, and my main goal was not to embarrass myself today, and that didn't happen. So, the worst part about this is that there's nothing to learn from it, because I just screwed up in the beginning and had no chance, made crazy gambles at the end.
Yeah, that Eastern Palace Dark Room is tough if you don't have anything to help illuminate yourself a little easier, and you running out of magic when you try to do the Cane of Samaria blocks didn't help either. But you did have a good run, and I'm more than certain that you'd beat me as far as time was concerned in that run. Anything you want to add, Hiei?
Well, I'd say you were still in it, because why I would say that is everybody did the agate play as well. But you were the first to do that, and because of that, you were able to get boots and flute earlier than anybody. And I think you were also someone who turned in the mushroom earlier than most, because for the longest of time, I think the other 3 runners didn't turn in the mushroom, so they didn't have the mirror on them for a while but you did. So you did some things different than they did, and I felt like you were still in it a little bit. But that bow really was I think that was pretty much what held you back. But everything else, I felt like you did pretty decent rounding from that standpoint, based on the circumstances.
Well, that's too bad that I was still in it. If I had known that, I wouldn't have
made all those crazy gambles.
Yeah, the craziest of all the things was getting the Quake to get the hammer. That was probably the one thing that was the hardest of this whole seed, is going to get that Quake, because heading up that original spot, you didn't have the book or the sword upgrade of the time to get the Quake that was necessary, and that was the thing. that I
Yeah,
felt like was
and it's tough going up there just for one item too.
exactly. That's what I was thinking, because most of these guys, because the fact that they were already in Dark World and they did these, they were going up. They had the intel and everything of what it was, so they were like, oh, okay.
But it was a good effort there, and like I said, you're down to 1-1, but you're not out of this. Again, 3 to get into the race now, 4 to get into the group stage of the tournament, and we'll see you again next week.
Yes.
All right, thank you for the commentary, and thanks to TGH for the race.
All right. Follow all 4 of these runners, TGH, hycutype, as well as Solski and Xyrak. And I think it's going to time for us to get on out of here for this evening.
Yep. I don't think we
Coming
have
up
anything scheduled
tomorrow.
right now, right?
No, we don't have anything coming up tonight. Coming up tomorrow on the Speed Gaming channel at 2 p.m. Eastern is a link to the past randomizer race. This is going to be a very, very boring race. It's not going to be anything exciting.
No, it's not. I think it's just...
I don't see any real purpose of coming on by to watch this race. It's only last year's Championship Series rematch between Christos Owen and AJ Neb, coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern.
It's pretty much just a banana versus a numpty. So, I don't know.
A banana versus tea.
Exactly.
So come on by tomorrow, 2 o'clock, if you want to watch that rematch. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then coming up tomorrow at 5 o'clock and 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time will be Link's Awakening DX races, and we'll have another Link's Awakening race at 8 p.m. Plus Final Fantasy Randomizer coming up on Speed Gaming 2, Super Metroid Randomizer as well, and probably a few more Link to the Past Randomizer races here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. So for Hiei and for Duke Firebird, our tracker for this entire race of trying to keep up with 4 streams all at once, I'm Adirondack Rick. Hiei, send us on out of here.
Wow. Until we need that Master Sword again. See you guys next random. Have a good night, good morning, and good afternoon.
See you next mission.